Common Folks TV, bro. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Nice to be here.
Yeah, I
You know?
appreciate you coming through, blessing me with this conversation.
Yeah.
It's 2026, man. How did 2025 treat you?
Man, I had a lot of ups and downs, man. But that's what comes with it. That's what comes with it, honestly. But I'm happy that I got to go through the ups and downs because it taught me a lot about myself, taught me a lot about others. And one thing I say is, it taught me that there's so much room that I need in the learn and growing as a person, as a father, as a man. I feel like I unlock certain things, like processing wise, thinking wise,
Yeah.
in just general aspects of life that I think I would have never tapped into. And I'm thankful for it. So I'm thankful for 2025 because it taught me a lot about myself. And like I said, I feel like the ups, it was a lot of ups, but the downs really made up for all those ups. And later down the line, when we talk, and I'll explain that more.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy to be here, bro. This is long overdue. Been knowing you for almost 20 plus years. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Had to come and just, drop my words of knowledge,
Yeah, we go way back.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Two different generations, man. And this is for the listeners, just to show you guys that two different generations can get together and have a conversation and coexist.
That's a fact. I mean, I feel like we all took some losses in 2025.
Yes, sir.
And I feel like that's year in and year out. We get them goods and them bads that you spoke about. But for you, like, what was the toughest loss of 2025?
Let me think about that. 2025. So I say the closest loss in 2025.
Toughest.
The toughest loss in 2025 was two things. Realizing that, and it's not even a loss. One of them is not even a loss, but I had low self-esteem, and I didn't even realize it. And what made me realize it was I always cared about perception. I always felt like me being so genuine to the world, the output that I put out, that I should get it in return. And I always got let down. So the first thing was just understanding that who you are as a person, that's just who you are. You can't look at other people and expect them to give you the love, the generosity that you give. Because you will always be let down if you look that way.
Yeah.
If you look at it that way.
For sure.
And I say the second thing was my cousin Kwani passing. I'm not gonna lie, because between you experience death. You always, people go through that.
Right.
But it's like when people say you numb to certain things, it's like I can't, like, you numb to certain deaths, but it was like when my cousin Kwani died, it honestly felt like when my cousin Jaquan died. Because it's so unexpected. Like, that's somebody, like, we don't talk every day, but when I'm down and out and I feel like I need that voice, to turn me up, like to remind me who I am, I could call him. It was things I went through in my life where he the only one who know about it. I cried to, so I'm saying?
Right.
It's like the unexpected. Like, so when he died, it was just like, damn, like, if that can happen, anything can happen. So it really just made me be grateful that I could wake up every day and I could live my life, because now it ain't only me I'm living for. I'm living for my son, but then I also got him, his legacy, I want people to always remember how genuine and how bright of a soul he was.
Right.
Because him not being here, a lot of us is going to feel it. And like to this day, I feel it. Like even with, it makes me remember about my cousin Jaquan. So those two things really got me. But what I will say is it taught me to appreciate life more. It taught me to live life to the fullest. Like, what's your purpose? And whatever your purpose is, follow that path and go as hard as you can, because you will get the fruits of your labor if you just, live for your purpose. And everybody got an expiration date. That's how I look at it.
That's a fact.
But what I learned is, while you on this earth, get all the good and all the information you could out of it.
Right. Yeah, I think most people need to, search for their purpose, which we're gonna talk about a little later. But speaking about Jaquan, I was somewhat troubled a little bit when I read in an article that the day he died, he was supposed to leave to go overseas to play in Argentina.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you heard that the day he actually died, he was really supposed to be on a plane, go fulfilling his dream, doing what he loved to do, play ball?
Well, I tell you like this, like my whole day, I woke up, went to work, you know? So I'm thinking like everybody else, you know, he gonna go do what he do, you know, say bye to all his loved ones. He gonna go do what he do. He gonna go turn up in Argentina and put on. And it's like, I can't even forget this because my cousin, his older brother was calling me that live out in Atlanta. So he's calling me and I'm at work. So I answer the phone. So his whole mindset was like, why you not telling me what's going on and things like that? Mind you, I'm at work. So my whole mind shift, like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? So he explained to me the situation. Like, he just tells me, yo, my brother got shot and all this. So mind you, I left work. So the first thing I did was call his little sister. So when I called his little sister, you know, I'm trying to be calm because, you know, people hear things. And like I said, this is my cousin from out of state. So he probably just overreacting and things like that. So when I'm talking to her, she automatically just crying. So from there, you know, it put me in a different space because I'm like, this is odd. This is odd. It went from him about to get, like you said, get on the plane, go to Argentina and do what he always do to this. So I'm getting, you know, I'm mixed emotions. So as I'm talking to her, I'm telling her, you know, I never went through that pain. So all I know is to tell my little cousin is, hey, chin up. Everything gonna be all right. He gonna pull through. Like, you know, because he's that bright soul and that genuine person that we all needed. So me, I'm just like, he gotta pull through. He gonna pull through.
Right.
He the glue. So I never forget. I hung up the phone with her and I want to say not even about 3 minutes later, she called me back and she told me he passed. And I couldn't believe it. Because like I said, so like you wouldn't expect a person like that, a person that puts so much good out in the world. You wouldn't think that, and I don't want to say God, but at this point, you wouldn't think, because they say God take his strongest soldiers. You wouldn't think that God would take somebody so important to other people away, you know? And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of times when that happened, like with my dad dying, Jaquan, you know, it made me question, like, damn, like, when they say God take his toughest soldiers with him, like, I don't feel like that's fair. And the reason why I always felt like it wasn't fair is because it's like, you got guys out here like that's genuinely waking up every day and don't gotta put a smile on nobody's face. But they feel like that's their duty. That's their calling. If you down, I'm gonna make sure I could bring you up just a little bit to make me feel good and make you feel better.
Right. I think that's the energy he carried for sure.
You get what I'm saying? So it'll make you think like, dang, but then you see other dudes, and I don't want to call no, because everybody's life is important.
Facts.
But it's certain people that play with their life. And I feel like, I don't want to call them scum of the earth, but it's people that walk this ground, walk this earth, that have ill intentions, don't have nothing but negative intentions and negative energy to put out into the world.
Right.
And it's like they get to go through life guiding and navigating through all of it. Why the righteous, I ain't right, because everybody has their flaws. Everybody, you know, but the people that I feel like that are meant to be, that are bright spots in the community, just in people, in their family lives, in their friends' lives, you take them away, it causes a cycle of destruction that we left to pick the pieces up on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Would you really put that on God though? Reason.
Yeah.
Hear me out. The reason I'm taking this angle with you is because a lot of times I feel people, they do things and sometimes it costs them.
Yeah.
Good people make mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes are detrimental, right?
Yes.
And they're irredeemable. You can't come back from them. So when I read the article's basically from the detective's standpoint, from the footage of the corner store, they said that it was a little argument over the bag, the bag of weed, and basically Jaquan ran up and choked dude.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like seeing that's how the detective gives? I'm not sure if that's really what happened,
Yeah.
but that's what they put out.
Yeah.
Do you feel like in some way he had somewhat to do with it going?
Like I'll
the
say
way it
this,
went?
right? I'll say this, right? One thing I realized about and this is not just with my cousin. This is what I see with every black man. They get killed or anything. They bring up things that particularly don't have to do with the situation. But in this situation at hand, I feel like this. If you know my cousin, if you knew him personally, you know, like everything with him is a joking matter.
For sure.
So now, like you said, it was over not having a bag for the weed or whatever the case may be, right? That's like, you come to me like, bro, I paid you all this money, but you can't put in no bag. And if I say some slick shit to you, you know me. You know me. You know I joke. That's how. So you gonna take it as, oh, this nigga, he bullshitting with me. This him.
Yeah.
But you got, like I said, you got some people in this world, right, that I ain't gonna say fold under pressure, but like it's certain things like if we around a whole bunch of people and I say something to you, but me and you always joke like this, but because there's other people around, you take it a little bit further and deeper internally.
Yeah.
So now it goes to me and you chirping.
Back and forth.
So now look, we like, I'm an alpha, you an alpha, but even if you're not an alpha, you don't want people to know you're not an alpha.
Yeah, so you're gonna act tough.
So you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying there's no right and wrong. All I'm saying is this, like if you know my cousin, you know that whatever he said, his intentions was not to belittle him or nothing. And the person, like I don't know the guy. I don't know him at all. I've never seen him before. But just from seeing him, I can just see that, my opinion, I can see that he was one of them individuals where he let a joke get the best of him. And because whoever was around, if there wasn't no people around or whatever, he let that joke turn into something else. Because everything has a cause and effect. So I'm not saying it's wrong.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, it's time and places for everything. But it's like when you're dealing with somebody that they don't have no ill intention but to just joke, and that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, for sure. But you know, sometimes some people wake up on the wrong side.
And that's what I said.
And sometimes people don't feel like playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And then,
yes, sir.
According to the article, there was a female there also.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how that get.
Yeah.
When there's a female around.
But that goes back to what I was saying. Yeah. When you say certain things and people are around, you take it deeper than what it is. It's because, like, I could say something to you, it's just me and you. But then if it's more people around and, like you said, it's a female or whatever around, she go, ooh, you let him say that to you? Now it's like, okay, instead of me laughing it off, who you talking to? Why you playing with me like that? And this is, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's why I say you got to learn how to, because pride will get you killed.
Oh, for sure.
Like that's how they say you got to put your pride to the side and do all that stuff. Yeah. Pride will really get you killed, and sometimes pride will put you in a bad situation. Because if words can make you erupt and try to get violent just off of words, and and not even off of words, because let's just say this, if it was just them and it was words that could have just been words and people went about their business, but because people other antagonizing, it's a killer. Because you just saying one thing is somebody putting an emphasis on it and making it be known that it was said and that you ain't gonna do nothing about it. Now you feel like you got to do something about it. Now, you know what I'm saying? So it's just degrees. I feel like it's just degrees with everything, you know? So I just say that situation with my cousin was really just unfortunate. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
No, absolutely. And this made me want to ask you, why do you think black men have a hard time not taking the violent route? Like, why is it always, if my feelings is hurt, I feel like somebody done me wrong, I have to deal with it in a violent way? Why do you think black men
I feel like
go about things that way?
And it's honestly, I'm be honest, and I ain't even old enough to know about this, but I just been looking up on it, and I feel like it's because of is the history, the 400 years. When I say the 400 years of slavery, I say that because it's like this. We were taught from someone. We were taught from someone. So put it like this, right? Why you think in the black community, black culture, we never empower each other, never uplift each other, right? That's because I feel like, my opinion is, back in when it was slavery, when the black man tried to stand up and be like, listen, we gonna fight them and let them know that we have rights, that we're not slaves, we're not labor, we're not just looked at as labor and robots,
Candles,
right?
yeah.
The masters sat there, beat them, one, to show him, to beat the most masculine one, to show that if he can submit to us, you all are going to submit to us. But then make another one feel like they're better than the next one. So psychologically, I just felt like they put us against each other to the point where even when because everybody know we can't do this forever.
Yeah.
So I know slave masters and everything. Yes, they were doing what they're doing, but at a point in time, they said, listen, this is not going to last forever.
Right.
So we have to, because physically, we're not going to be able to harm them. So psychologically, mentally, we have to fuck them up that way.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you though, Horace. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's a racist issue. I think our culture is the issue. The musicians is really the issue. I feel the reason black men don't have conflict resolution skills is because everything we've been hearing from the people we look up to is, yo, if I feel disrespected, I'm gonna punch you in your face.
Yeah.
If you shoot at me, I'm gonna shoot back.
Yeah.
So, and then the girls gravitate to that too. They think the masculine, what a man is, masculinity is a man that's willing to crash out.
Yeah. So I'm glad you said that because it goes back to what I say. Racism comes in different forms, and that's what I learned. So you see how what our culture pushes out? Our culture pushed all of that out, but we have different cultures mixed in our culture.
I agree.
Who pushes the money? No, let me reword it different. Who fronts the money and has the ideas and tells these artists what to push?
The Jewish executive.
Right? And I didn't even want to go there by name, but since we went there by name.
Yeah, I mean.
So no, listen, this is why I say this, because Malcolm X even said it. In any other community do you see rappers, athletes, comedians as the focal points, as the community leaders, as the pillars, right? Now, this is why I say I look at it a different way. Like, for instance, I think what Dave Chappelle is doing is phenomenal because we all know his story. He ran off to Africa for a reason.
For sure.
He ran off for a reason because the masses in the high, and in the deep state, they got to him. So he had to go reset and reprogram himself to be able to live in these conditions, right?
For sure.
So then, and this is why I say it. The reason why I feel like the black culture has failed us is because, for instance, you got a girl like Megan Thee Stallion. She talk about hot girl summer, this showing provocative.
Yeah.
But she out here trying to find love. You got you got the city girls.
Yeah.
Same thing with them. They rich, they don't care about men, they trying to trick men out their money. But meanwhile, you got, what's her name, Carisha, degrading herself for Diddy.
Yeah, for sure.
You got the girl JT overly obsessed with her man. So it's like what they're speaking and putting out into the world is not what they're living in their reality. So that's when I be like, that's when they compromise their self, and it loses value, because as a black person, when we look out into the world, we don't have a lot of lawyers, a lot of doctors, a lot of even police officers, firefighters, or whatever. The ratio is very low. So for you to come out here and push out to these little girls, young teenagers, and young adults, you push all this narrative out to them. But meanwhile, you're living a whole different life. You're failing us. And like I said, hold on, it goes back. The masters are pushing this narrative. And they're publicly saying, listen, that's what feeds my kids. So if I need Sexy Red and I need Lil Durk to talk about this, this is what I'm gonna tell them to do. And this is why you see, and then like you see like a lot, like it's a lot of confusion, because then they get mad when, like, what's that word I'm trying to use? When they do something different, they be like, okay, this whack. Like, for instance, and this is how they got us. Lil Durk put out the song with J. Cole, All My Life. A lot of people don't like it because they like, bro, this is not him.
Yeah.
So they brainwashed it to the point where, like, even if the people in our community try to switch over and speak for the people and say like, listen, I came from this, but I'm trying to show something different.
Yeah.
The people that's listening to it don't reside in it. They don't hear it. They don't hear it the same. Like people don't even understand like rap. I or just rap or just music or anything in general. That's why I don't like my favorite rappers is like 50 Cent, Prodigy, Nas, Cormega, AZ. And the reason why a lot of them rappers I name, besides like I'll say like Fab and 50, the reason why I like Nas a lot, I like AZ and Cormega and Prodigy a lot is because they were really dropping gems. Yeah, they was talking the nit gritty of what we all went through and what we all grew up and was raised in.
Right.
But it was gems they was dropping.
For sure.
And people will go over it. And you see it to this day because them type of pillar of rappers, you have them now. Like, for instance, you will hear like a Sue Surf, a Dave East or something like that. These guys can metaphorically rap and give you something to think about.
Yeah, yeah.
Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, all these guys, they talk about the nitty gritty of the streets, but they had really drop gems on you and make you rethink and reevaluate things. But it goes over your head because a lot of people don't like that rap. Like that drill, the drill rap is really consuming. It's really consuming. And when you listen to it, it's all the same thing. And it's what needs to be pushed to keep the money flowing. Because if what conscious rapper do we know that's so hierarchy? That's so hierarchy. Like I didn't even know Common was such of a dope MC until I really sat there and I listened to him. I'm like, bro, like
it's actually a message.
Like he's talking to me. He's telling me something that I like, you know, and it make you open your horizon to things. It'll make you like, bro, I can't just be listening to this type of rap. I gotta listen to this too. That's why I just feel like, yeah, our community is failing us because they know what's the righteous thing to push. And some of them are trying to live that righteous thing, but won't push it to the community.
Right.
So they're failing us. So yeah, and that's why that's when it goes back to when I say racism. I didn't mean it so much as in the controlling is so deadly that even when they can't physically tell us what to do and make us do it, the money, if they gonna push it and put the money in your pocket, you got to do what they say, right? You got to do what the masses say.
So wait, so in other words, these rappers that form public opinion through their music, they're no different than the African kings that sold their own people into slavery.
They're no different.
No different.
No different.
So they're taking the money.
Because you're taking the money for your own wealth, health, greed, or whatever. But you know what you should be pushing to the community, but you're not pushing it.
Right.
But then behind closed doors or whatever, in your reality, you're trying to push that narrative in your life. You can't do that. Because you got kids looking up to you. So if you got a kid saying, yo, I want to be just like him. All he do is talk about shooting, killing, getting money, popping perks and all that. But behind closed doors, you not even doing Percocets and doing drugs no more. You doing hell, you working out more than you doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yes. It's not identical. It's exactly the same thing.
But what about the females? Set the rappers aside.
Yeah.
The females that's being influenced by these.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
No, what I'm asking is this: can't these females like look and say, well, damn, Megan Thee Stallion, she don't got a man. Mm-hmm. She with Klay Thompson now, basketball player. Mm-hmm. She let the baby hit it. He didn't stay with her. Mm-hmm. She was messing around with Tory Lanez. He was smashing her friend. Mm-hmm. That's how that whole thing went. Mm-hmm. What they talking about, the WAP and all that, shouldn't they looking like, well, whatever they pushing in their music is not working because they keep bouncing from dude to dude. This ain't really, shouldn't they really like slow down and say, well, maybe I need to not listen to this because it's not working. Mm-hmm. And then you got a whole chorus of men on the internet right now talking about how we actually don't like when women expose themselves. We don't like what they be talking about. We don't like the high body count thing. Why aren't women like looking at that and saying, yo, maybe I shouldn't follow these people. Why? What you think? Like, it's not clicking to them? They're not using their minds right?
I wouldn't say so much is not clicking. What I'll say is, you gotta remember, mind over matter and manipulation is key in these situations because it's like, you get what you see. You get what you see, right? Mm-hmm. So like I said, you said with Megan Thee Stallion, trouble. and this is my opinion, and this is just coming from my experiences. I feel like women don't know how to take accountability until shit hit the fan or it's too late. Right. When they gotta, like, when everything happens in the midst of the fire and everything goes down and they get to really sit back and think, that's when they be like, oh, I should never. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. I'm not saying Tory shot her or he didn't shoot her, but everybody's missing the point. When you look into these things, you got to look at everything at every angle. So I'm not too shabby on it, but I know from looking at it, I seen that they were at Kylie Jenner's house. They were supposed to stay at Kylie Jenner's house. Something happened to where Megan abruptly got disruptly to the point Kylie told they all had to leave. So one thing, like I said, one thing I start to notice is with Megan Thee Stallion, she has a drinking problem. Because that's not the first situation. She has multiple situations. So when she gets, I know when she gets drunk, she gets out of character to where she gets very demanding, very physical. Because it's out in the world. Yeah. Not saying that all the things that she does is a reason for a man to do that. Because it's not right at all. But we don't know what happened. We know one side, which is hers. Tory decided whatever, he didn't want to defend himself or whatever, because it'll be looked at as snitching or whatever the case may be. And everybody has their opinion on it. But what I say is this, right? Females got to look at it like this. What you want? Because, and males do too. We got to look at it the same way. Because whatever these people is pushing out in the world, if you don't got the funds and you not in that type of lifestyle to do that, you shouldn't be thinking of doing that. Like, you got women out here that's asking when you trying to talk to them, they hit you with the Cash App. These female rappers got you saying, you got to Cash App me first. I got to buy you something. I got to pay for you. And this is what I tell men. Stop leading with your pockets. Because if you lead with your pockets, you have to end with your pockets. So when you see these dudes talking about Mr. Pay for shit and all that, yeah, it's cool. When you listen, when you got a girl, when you got your girl, your main that through thick and thin, yeah, you Mr. Pay for shit with her. But don't think you gonna be out here just being Mr. because everything girls ain't gonna like you for who you are inside. Right. I like this dude because he go in his pocket. I don't gotta ask. Right. And it's cool. That's cool.
So what happened when he can't do that no more?
And that's what I'm saying. They up and leave. You're no use to him. You're no use to him. So that's what I'm saying. Us as a community got to stop looking at rappers, all these people that we idolize for the negative things they do. Because I guarantee you, half of them not doing any of the things that they saying they doing anymore. How you doing that? You a millionaire. You living in Beverly Hills, Calabasas.
Facts.
You like, you know what I'm saying? And then you so it's just, I feel like we have to wake up and understand that it's more to be done, and it's a lot of stuff that has to be done.
Absolutely. You mentioned, and I got to bring you back to this, right? You mentioned racism.
Yeah.
In the 400 years.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, right?
Yep.
How many people in the past year, I'm just saying a year. Matter of fact, let me ask it this way. Can you name 2 people that you know last year that got beat up by the police?
Got beat up by the police. Me personally, that I know. No.
You don't know nobody?
No.
What about the year before?
Year before? No.
So is police brutality really an issue in the black community? And I'm just speaking for the sphere of life that you live in, like your community.
Okay, right? I'll say this. Is it police brutality? Yes. But here's my thing. And this goes back. When you live in different places, when you we here in Connecticut, we here in Hartford, right? I feel like not every cop, but the cops out here, they got a sense of urgency for what's going on. So here's my thing, right? If a cop just pulling you over for a traffic stop and he gets to the car and he realized, cop will fuck around and let you go. Like, bruh, all right, you don't got no license, go your ass home. You don't got no registration, go your ass home, right? But in other places, and this is what, and I'm going to say something, but I want us to come back to it.
Yeah.
With the Israel and Gaza thing and all this stuff. This is why I say this, because when you live in different places of the world in the States, it's different. So up north, I think the bubble we live in is where like we gonna look at you like not all. We gonna look at you for who you are and how this situation go. We not gonna base it off just your skin color. Not everyone.
Yeah.
Because one time I was in the mall the other day. I'm watching Muslims talk to white people, Spanish people engaging with Chinese people, and I just really sat there and I'm like, yo, all this madness going on in the world. Like you see the cop with his dog playing, talking to the couple and their son or whatever. And I'm looking at it like, yo, the bubble I live in is like everybody can coexist within each other. But down south, they got deep hate. Like down south, Alabama, Mississippi, Atlanta, like they got history. Like that's where the racism, like after like slavery was abolished, that's where it was able to still get by and pass by and turn a blind eye to. So, and like I say, in different places of the world, it's more severe. In different states, it's more severe than different. So I can only speak for what I see. Out here, I would say is excessive force when it comes to like chasing people in cars, knowing that that can lead to their death, your death, or another person's death. Like, you know, like they don't want gun violence, right? So you got people getting on ATVs and dirt bikes just to have fun, so they don't got to be out here doing that. Yes, it's causing a little bit of harm to traffic, but then you chasing them, they crashing and you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I say like police brutality, I'll say for my opinion and for where I'm from, is a more of an excessive force thing. It's more like they do too much when they don't have to. Situations can be here, and it's right here.
All right, let me ask you, I like what you just said. So I want to ask you, right? Because I see it a little different. I don't think racism is really a thing, right? I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm from Jamaica, and I'm happy you said outside of up north where we live and in different states and different countries.
Yeah.
90%, I say 99% of the police officers in Jamaica where I'm from, they're black. Jamaicans are black. Same people. But our police officers are far worse
than the ones out here.
Than the one, like they would shoot you for nothing.
Yeah.
And they're not going to court. They're gonna get away with it. Like all they need to know is that you got a gun, and you don't talk crazy to our police officers.
Cause they'll beat you down.
They'll beat. They really don't even like to beat you. They just like to kill you.
Yeah.
And so when I look at that, I say, well, damn, our police officers is far more aggressive with our people. Just the other day, we watched on camera where some cops knocked on the door. Kid came downstairs. They walked him in his house and shot him and killed him. Mother's only son.
Yeah.
Nothing ain't come out of it yet. They're still going to court. I think they're going to court.
Jamaica.
This is in Jamaica. Yeah. I saw it on the news the other day. But I guarantee you they won't get convicted. Nobody's going to jail for that, right? They're going to come up with some story, and they probably going to pay her if she's lucky. So when I look at American cops, I see the same thing. Yeah. Abuse of power.
Yeah.
Their reasons may be different. Now, the reason may be, well, your skin color, which I don't really think it's a skin color thing. I think it's just a hatred
thing. It's a hatred thing, yeah.
So if you can see the same behaviors, right? This is my question to you. If you can see the same behaviors and far worse in cops in different countries towards their own people, like the Chinese. They got their people in concentration camps. They got their people living in some horrible conditions. North Korea. They'll kill Koreans and get away with it. Hell, you can't even really leave. They got so much stipulations on that countries that it's almost impossible really to just get a visa to leave that country and go to another country.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So when you look at this, people in power, police officers, soldiers in different countries, and you see the same exact behavior, is it really racism or is it really just evil?
When you put it that way, right? I'll say it's just abuse of power, because when you got that badge and that gun, you're above the law. You are the law.
For sure.
Like that's how these guys are programmed. Like, you are the law. Like, and it's crazy you say that, because I was just watching this TV show called 61st Street on Netflix, and the attorney of the cop who killed a black man, he was asking him like, yo, like, why are you defending me? He said, because I want to know why you did what you did. Mind you, this is his lawyer. He told him he committed the crime and things, but he was telling him in due time, you're going to be able to tell me why you really did what you did. So throughout the show, you know, it's looking like this attorney not even trying to win, but he used the analogy. He was like, remember the Rumble in the Jungle with Ali and Foreman? He's like, nobody thought Ali could beat Foreman. And the cop said to him, but everybody forgetting when Ali got him in the 3rd round, 4th round, and 6th round. His return response was, that's because they don't see what's coming. So long story short, at the end of this thing, he said, why did you feel like you was able to kill the black man? His answer was, my people. And everybody thought he was talking about, you know, his family. He was like, no, the people around me. So yes, my dad, which was a cop, my superiors, which is cops, the guy I look up to, which is my lieutenant. When I'm out, they telling me I got a gun and a badge, I am the law, I can do these things. They're putting these things in my head about these people. And I'm going out in the world and I'm trying to, you know, do my duty, and this is what I'm saying. So it makes me build hatred and feels like it's justified. But when you look deep down in it, like, cause like I'm glad you said the Jamaican thing, cause my grandmother born in Jamaica, right? And one thing I used to hear a lot about in Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, colorism. The darker you were, you can't get far. So that's when bleaching became a thing. People bleached because the lighter they thought they were, the more successful they thought they can become. And that's when it comes back. That's when and this is why I brought up slavery, because it's different things. It don't gotta be physically. It's what you can put in somebody's mind. If you can make somebody think, hey, we are both black, we are both Jamaican, but just because you're lighter than me,
I agree.
You're gonna go further than me.
Yeah, I agree.
So when you bring it out here, it's like this. They put it in everybody's mind. When you see a white man or a white lady, you think clear. I don't see nothing. I can't judge a book by its cover. I got to get to know this person.
Right.
But when you see a black man, it could be a black man braids, black man afro, low hair, waves, it don't matter. You don't know nothing about him, but you got probably 3 assumptions about this man until you get to know him.
That's a fact.
That just shows it's not a physical thing. It's a mind thing. They physically, they couldn't hold on to it forever. So what were we going to do? We're going to put in our children's mind that these people are no good and this is what they do. They're animals. So when they grow up, they got to look at us and have things on their mind about us until they get to meet us and see, like, you know what? He's not so bad. She's not so bad. But then when you see their same race, you don't see nothing. You see a person. And that's how I like to look at everybody. When I look at you and I meet you, you are a person. How this conversation and how everything go is going to make me know how I should feel about you. But I'm not going to look at you and be like, he's a white man, so he's probably racist. He probably thinks he's better than me. Or he's a black man. He sell drugs. He beats on his women. He don't take care of his son. That's not what I'm going to think. I have to meet you and get to know you as a person.
I like that. That's wisdom. I think everybody should do that because you never know who that individual is.
You don't.
Because you're not your skin color.
You're not.
Right?
It's who you are on the inside.
Yeah. So you got to talk to people before you decide whether or not they're a bad person. That's just straight. In fact, I'm happy you said that because it brought me right back. This is the first time you heard this.
Yep.
Would you know that when I brought T to her, my wife, when I brought her to meet my grandmother, she looked at me and she said, yo, Bunty, why did you choose such a dark girl? I'd never forget. That's what she said to me. You know why she said that? Because Hugo, BY, Jamil, Damien, all of them had light-skinned
girl. Yeah, and
BY was dealing with Odyssey at the time.
Yep.
Hugo had, what's her name? She was the cheerleader. What's Shorty name? She was the cheerleader. Dominique.
Dominique. Yep.
Right? All light-skinned girls. And you know what's ironic about that? I'm the only one that's still with the girl that I was dealing with at the time. And I'm the only one that actually have a good life dealing with these females. Not saying that it's perfect, but I'm saying she ain't got me in child support court. She not driving me crazy. I'm gonna just leave that there. But it was her skin color that disqualified her in my grandmother's eyes.
It's crazy. It's crazy you say that, right? Because growing up, everybody used to be like, yo, you only date Puerto Rican women, right?
Yeah.
So it got to a time, my son, I had my son with a Puerto Rican woman. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yo, I never thought it was that. I thought it was like, I thought black girls never liked me. I just thought they never was interested in me how Spanish women were. But what it was is I was dimming myself down. I was basing everything off of looks. And I can admit that now. Because every Spanish girl I ever dealt with, beautiful probably. Beautiful. But I can say this. None of them can amount to the girl I'm with now. Like, my girl I'm with now, the way she empowered me, the way, like, when I wake up with her, I wake up to her, the way I feel is like, I never got that. And like we said, our mothers might not even look for the most healthiest relationship, but one thing they will do is look out for their children and notice. And one thing they do, all moms, they know women. They're women.
Yeah, they're women, yeah, of course.
So you feel me? Like, for my mother to see, like, the light in my eyes, like, listen, I see you like this girl, and I like her for you because she doing things, like, for you mentally and keeping you balanced like I never seen before. And I never seen it before, So that's why I say, like, I feel like a lot of people, I feel like we all used to look at for how she looked. She got the pretty face, the nice, the nice front, the nice back. That's what we wanted. But then at home, we dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. Insecurities, just how toxic and mean and disrespectful they can be, how evil they can be, because we didn't try to find something on the inside.
Yeah, I think that what you're bringing out right now is definitely important. You know why? Because if you think about it, beauty fades.
It does.
That character lasts forever.
Listen, beauty fades and lust. Because let me tell you this, like, when you dealing with somebody, when y'all first get together, y'all gonna be hitting it off.
Rabbits.
Yeah, y'all gonna be hitting it off like rabbits every day, 4 times a day, months straight. But then once you get into that phase where y'all really settle in, it's gonna be like, besides sex, what is there? Because if that's all you got to lean on and that's all she love you for, like you for.
Or what about when there ain't no money there?
Or it ain't no, and if you lead it go back.
And a dude pull up on her in a bench.
If you lead with your pockets or you lead with that, that's what you have to end with. Yeah. So, not saying those are beneficial, but those are not the most important things.
Right.
Because you see people that don't got, like, you'll see people that don't got, that's not the richest, that don't got it, but they together and they happy as hell.
Yeah.
You know why? Because besides the lust, the money, the companionship, the friendship. And that's what I tell people. Friendship is the most important thing. If you can sit with your lady or you can sit with your man, have deep conversations, y'all sitting there can laugh and joke while y'all cooking, while y'all just sitting in the bed together. Those things really matter because, like, beauty and that lust, you're not going to have sex every day, every other day. Out of a week, you probably have sex 4 times out the week. But guess what? That don't mean you or her love each other less. That just means, listen, I love you beyond what's down there. Lust does not bring me back to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
And it goes back to with my, she, like, with my girl. You feel me? Being a balance is the most important thing in a relationship. Balance, because it's gonna be days where I don't want to be bothered. It's gonna be days where I want to be so affectionate. You're gonna have those days, but when you have somebody that understands who you are and who they are, it is not even compromising. It's not compromising because things that you let go be things that you necessarily didn't need to make your relationship last.
That's a fact.
And that's what a lot of people like to hold on to and hinder.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people understand relationships.
They don't, because you know why? And this is another thing. For instance, what everybody used to say, I want that Will and that Jada love until everything started coming out, right? Listen, this is what I say. Everybody wanted to be Will and Jada, right? And my mom used to say, because my mom from Baltimore, Jada grew up out there. People know that. So my mom used to tell me, like, listen, that girl wicked. That girl wicked, like, you feel me? But then I'm thinking, but Will from Philly, Baltimore and Philly, that's hand in hand.
Yeah.
So when everything start coming out, everybody like, I can't believe it. I'm hurt. Now Jada Pink is one of the most hated people, right? Because of what she did to Will. But here's my thing, right? We not living in their life, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you this. Do you feel like everything Will did in reaction to that, like smacking Chris Rock, making them public apologies, going out and crying and stuff like that. You think all that was like necessary, or you think that still was a cry for help?
For us, it was necessary. For him, it was unnecessary. But I'm gonna tell you why it was necessary for us. It was to show us that money isn't the end all be all, and money don't fix all your problems. He had a problem that money couldn't fix.
Money couldn't fix.
He had another man dig his girl out in a way that he can't dig his girl out.
Exactly.
And she can't undo those experiences. She can't unhave them experience. And because of that, like I said, we can all learn from it. The females, them sexual experiences that you had, them dudes that you let run through you, it all matters because they leave and they print on you. Them experiences, them likes and dislikes that you develop through that, you can't expect to go on. And if you can't get that in the next dude, think you're not gonna want to go back to that dude.
You're right.
Unfortunate for Jada, dude is dead, so she can't just go back and cheat with Tupac, because that's what she would have been doing.
Yeah.
She would have been cheating on Will like she did with August Alsina. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give it right back to you. And also, the point I was making was you got some issues in life that money can't fix.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the important part about relationships too, that people need to understand. If you get a girl that don't understand life, that you can't have everything you want in a person, you're gonna get what Will had to deal with Jada. She's gonna leave and go try to get that 20%. Because what do most females want? They want a man that can take them on trips, buy them what they want. Will provided a life that the average man can't provide for a female. Whatever car she want to drive, she can drive. Wherever she want to live, she can go live. Whatever vacation she want to take, she can go take. But he can't satisfy her sexually because of all the other experiences that she had. And now that she's at that place where she realized that, she's like, yo, I'm going to go get it. That's how she ended up with August Alsina. And I think women, just like men, got to understand that if it's 80% that you got, if it's 75% that you got, you got to learn to live with that.
You got to, because the other side is not green as you think it is.
Pretty much.
But this is what, and I'm glad you said that, because now the second question is, do you feel like August Alsina is wrong for expressing what was going on between them?
I feel like, because his name was already tossed in it. He don't want to look like no home wrecker. I would too. If I was out, I'd be like, hey, this man literally gave me his wife. He told me it was okay.
Okay.
I'm not somebody that just went into marriage and started dealing with it. Nah, it was okay because he said that. You can't just
But you got to look at it like this, and this is why I say when things happen, people be forgetting key parts and parts that are very vital. People forget that boy was going through a health crisis where he almost died. Jada met that boy through her son.
True.
So this is why I say through all of this, guess who is the main victim? The son. Because mom,
absolutely,
I brought this guy around as my friend. He was going through a health crisis. We were there for him as a family. Whatever y'all had going on, it got deeper to the point where feelings got invested. You let him know I'm not leaving, Will, or whatever the case may be, right? You can't put, and this is why I tell people, you can't play with nobody's feelings, a man's or a woman. And then I said that boy is going through a health crisis, near death, going blind, can't walk. And the only thing he looking up when he's singing you. You sleeping with this man, laying with him, all this. So you don't know what he's feeling. Like he's probably feeling like, I was down and out and she was the only one here for me. I can't live without her. Right? But everybody else is looking at it like, oh, he a simp. He couldn't just keep his mouth shut. He couldn't just let what's going on go on. Right? But then what I say is, Jada, you're playing devil's advocate. Because this is why I say it. That big red table thing they did, that was an embarrassment to Will.
Of course.
Because, we all went, we went to school, bro. I'm gonna ask you this. When was the first time you ever heard, what's the word she said it was? It was a entanglement.
Entanglement.
When was the first time you ever heard entanglement before that?
I never. That was the first time I heard it. To be honest.
That was her way of telling Will in so many words.
Mm.
I'm not about to talk about this and explain what I did. It was an entanglement.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate disrespect, because then, right, he on social media still, trying to live his life. You go in his comments, people like, you a sucker. You let it. So he got to live with that.
Yeah.
So now they at some award show, and the next thing happens. Chris Rock start cracking jokes about his wife. The same lady who degraded you in front of that red table. Not to mention your daughter, who wasn't even alive when Tupac died, wrote a letter talking about how she wished Tupac was alive so her mom can feel better. That's the ultimate disrespect. The ultimate disrespect. That's my. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about, the 80-20 situation, right?
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. Have you ever had a homeboy, or even you, maybe you've experienced this, that either the homeboy was dealing with a girl that couldn't stop dealing with him, even when she had different boyfriends, like she just tried to move on.
But she couldn't?
But she couldn't, and she just, whatever boyfriend she was on, she kept cheating with the same dude.
Yeah, I know a situation similar to that.
Most women go through this.
Yeah.
Like 98% of women, well, let me not say 98, but most women go through this where they had a dude knock their socks off, bro. But Buddy wasn't willing to commit to her. And now she going on in different relationships.
But she's still messing with Buddy.
And every night she lay down with the dude that she with. No matter if dude is like Will, he could provide, he'll protect her. He just can't match up to Buddy and how Buddy used to make her feel in the bedroom. Or just, I guess just the charisma that he comes with, right? And every night she lay down with dude and she turn over on the other side of the pillow. Homie think he done something. And she like, man, I gotta go get me some from. You see, so when it comes to situations like that, and men really love,
and that's the thing. That's the thing, and that's the one thing I say. Like, when we love with everything, because I don't know why we taught to protect our feelings and our true intentions from, like, we could chill with a girl for 2 weeks straight and be like, yo, I want her to be the one. But we can't say it. It's like I gotta wait till I feel like she feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's a guard up, because we don't express ourselves. So when we find a woman that we think is for us, we invest everything. We put all the eggs in the basket because we don't know nothing else.
Right.
We don't know. Like, and it goes back to like when all men are kids. We're taught to raise women right. Like, don't do this. You make sure you do this. Make sure you do that. You make sure you do this for your. Make sure you do this for your wife. Make sure you do this. We was never taught the bad things about women.
No.
But if we switch it over, I didn't watch my mother, my aunts tell my sisters, my cousins, if you mess with a man, make sure he paying your bills. You don't gotta be da. And then if he ain't doing this, but you not telling them how he make you feel. Like,
yeah, women are not really taught.
We love unconditionally. Yeah. They love under conditions. And a lot of women that love under conditions is because they didn't have their father. And this is another thing. How can a woman learn how to be a wife if her mother wasn't a wife?
That's
if
true.
Her mom is a single mom and she see men in and out the household, she don't know what it is to be a wife. She don't know the attributes and the ideal lifestyle of being a wife because she wasn't taught it or she wasn't able to see it.
That's a fact.
So some women have to go through the trials and tribulations. Just like with us men. If we don't grow up with a father in the house, we don't know the manly things a man supposed to do around the house until you get older. And then your mom trying to teach it to you, but it's not really coming off the same way because you're looking for that alpha, the expectation, the demanding.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it's very vital that fathers, even if you're not with the mother, be in the child's life because you still can teach them a very vital point about life that can help guide them.
That's a fact.
And then I see like a lot of women, I'm seeing that a lot of women are starting to realize like, yo, and men, this shit not hit. This shit not hit no more. Like, being out here, because I'm gonna tell you, for me, my personal experience, personalities. I can't deal with too many personalities. Like, you get up with 2-3 girls in a day, that's 2-3 different personalities you got to deal with, bruh.
Yeah, because I mean, it's the same thing even for me, and I like that because when I look at brothers that can't settle down and commit either, just like women, it's the same issue. They done had too much women. They done dealt with, like, I remember talking to one brother. I'm like, no, he was actually telling me, no, yeah, I was talking to him because he got into a situation, and you know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna call no names. He dealing with Shorty, loves Shorty, but just can't stop cheating on her. One day I asked him, I'm like, yo, bro, I practically just begged this girl with you to come back. Like, I delivered the Louis stuff that you bought to bribe her to get her back. Why after you went through all that trouble,
you went and did what you did
went
again.
and cheated again? She looked in your phone. He like, yo, bro, I done dealt with this is what he said to me, literally, word for word. He said, yo, I done dealt with so many different females. Like, I done had different women moan this way, this shape, this size.
Yeah.
Yo, I gotta go get me some of that every now and then. I don't mean to. He said, this is what he say to me, bro. He said, I don't. And so when he hit me with that, I don't have not even close to the amount of females that he done dealt with.
Yeah.
Right? When he said that to me, it hit me. I said, damn, he right. He can't, he's an addict. He's a sex addict.
He is a sex addict.
Like, just like a crackhead, he got to go. And he got her back after that again. And then he cheated again. Shorty never came back. We ain't seen her since then. And he love her.
Okay.
He love her.
I think I know
what I'm talking about. Right? Right? So these experiences matter, bro. And people forget. Because I think most human beings, they don't study themselves and they don't study life.
Yeah,
we just go about doing things and we continue to do it. And then one day we wake up, like smoking. You start smoking, first blunt you hit, you like, yo, yeah, I like that. Tomorrow I ain't gonna smoke. And you don't smoke tomorrow. And then you decide that you gonna smoke the next day, the next week. Go ahead, do your thing. The next week. And then eventually, you're like, damn, I can't stop smoking. Because when you started, you was in control, but now you developed a habit. And that's what people ignore. Habits. Everything we do becomes a habit, right?
Absolutely right.
And so my thing is, man, if you gonna go out here, especially for the younger kids, whatever you doing, just realize that you developing a habit and you may not be able to quit when you want to quit. And it may block your blessings. Right, you may be if you're a sexual deviant, right, and you feel like you just want to smash as much females as you want to, you may find that one chick when you grow older that you love, but because you so used to dipping in different pools, you can't stop it. Now, shorty ain't gonna tolerate that, and you gonna lose something good. And hell, if you have children with her, you might end up on child support from that white man. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So. It's very simple, man. It's very simple. But I want to, now that I even mentioned that, I wanted to ask you, right? Because I know for my generation, I felt like weed, liquor, those two combination, especially from high school, ruined a lot of brothers. Or a lot of my peers. Do you know if any of your peers that you grew up with that you felt like maybe if they didn't start smoking, drinking, that they will be better off today?
Man, listen. And then I might get emotional on this because, like, I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna say his name. But I had a friend, a dear friend. Like, I'm talking about, I knew him since kindergarten, bro. And one of my best friends, like, I'm talking about, I turned the world upside down for this person. And when I moved back to the neighborhood, or whatever the case may be, we was inseparable. But it was always a common denominator. It's like his family wouldn't embrace me fully because of the company I kept. You know what I'm saying? And at first, you turn a blind eye to, because you like, you know what, you got nothing to do with that. Whatever's going on, they not gonna put me in it. I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? But down the line, it was just getting heavy on my heart, because it's like, bro, I'm just a kid, bro. Why is my best friend family dehumanizing me, making me look like I'm the outcast? I'm the reason why my friend is doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm going to fall back from him. I'm going to fall back because I'll never forget my 8th grade year, parent-teacher conference. Who has ever had a parent-teacher conference, bro? When you walk into conference, it's the teacher, a whole bunch of parents, and then you and your parent.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like, you know, I was being judged, bro, because I got a whole bunch of parents. And mind you, in 8th grade, how old are you? Like 12, 13?
Yeah.
You 12, 13, bro. Like, I'm in there being judged by parents. Parents telling me I'm the reason they kids is acting out, doing things that they never did. And it's an embarrassment to my mom to see that you got all these parents talking about your son doing. Is like he's that much of a role model at that young that he can persuade him to do whatever, right?
Yeah.
So as we got older, I stopped hanging with this individual. I was like, you know what? I got to cut ties from him. His family think the worst of me, so I'm gonna just cut ties from him.
Yeah.
Months down the line, people calling me, yo, you need to go check your boy, yo, your boy wildin'. Man, I don't want nothing to do with that, bro. I'm straight, bro. I don't got nothing to do with my own chill at home, so I don't got nothing to do with me. But then one day I seen one of my boys that he still hung with. He like, bro, you need to go see him, bro, because you're not gonna believe the type of person he is now. Cause I was hearing the stories, but I'm like, bro, that ain't, bro.
Yeah.
Till we got up. Bro, that was not my friend. Like, it's like somebody took my friend and put somebody else's spirit in my friend. The way he was talking and acting, that wasn't him. Like that's not the friend that I grew to love and I grew to like go above and beyond for. And honestly, bro, when I seen him, bro, I felt bad because I'm like, bro, that like, damn, that's my fault. Like, I didn't turn him like that, but me just up and leaving him, hanging around a whole bunch of followers, just a whole bunch of people that didn't care for him, drove him down that. And then things in his life happened, like, you know, he had death in his family, and that somebody that meant a lot to him. And then somebody else that meant a lot to him, something happened, and everybody that he thought he had in his corner turned on him because what this one individual did. So he probably felt like he didn't have nobody, and he just spiraled out.
What exactly happened to him?
Man, listen, they was trying to say, I could speak on it, man, because it's so long, man. They tried to say like I laced his weed.
They said you laced
They tried to
his weed?
say me and one of my close friends laced his weed. And I didn't understand it because I'm like, bro, me and home smoke everything together. I never gave him weed and did not smoke with him, never. So that shit, it hurted me. Because I'm like, bro, this is somebody I share clothes with. Like, we slept in the same bed. Like, I'd never do nothing to harm him, ever. Like, I was the type of person, if you did something to harm him, you have to worry about me coming.
Right.
So for me to hear all that, bro, it destroyed me, bro. Because I'm like, bro, how is people that I look at as family can really sit here and say, I would do something like that just because they think one of my friends have a secret agenda with one of his family members. You get what I'm saying? So it was a bind. It was a bind because and then it's like I always felt like an outcast. When I got back with, like when I moved back to where I moved to and I started hanging with the people I hung with, I had to adjust, bro, because I came from a society where we was all rough and rugged. We all was doing shit we wasn't supposed to do.
Right.
We outside 3 a.m. I'm 12, 13. I was off the porch. So when I moved back to over there, I had to adjust. I couldn't be the wild, rugged boy no more because I was being looked at as an outcast. And then me and this one individual I got back in cahoots with, it was like he was the big outcast, I was the little outcast. And it's like one thing, and that's crazy because one thing that he taught me is no matter what you do, people always gonna have that perception of you.
Facts.
You could try to change, you could let shit go or whatever. People will always have a perception about you, bro. And the only thing you can do is just live life and live for yourself, because it ain't gonna change what nobody think.
Damn right.
You can't say it no more. You can't say, yo, I fucked up. That was old. You gotta just lead by example now, bro. You that like feel me? So it's like, and this friend, my best friend, that was my best friend. I ain't seen him in like 3-4 years.
Damn.
I ain't seen him like 3-4 years.
Damn, that's tough. I think I know what you're talking about. That's tough, man.
And yeah.
Yo, I know a few people that I went to school with too, that somehow, some way, one of them actually died.
Mm-hmm.
Died like a year ago.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, bro was trying his best to recover.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can attest to that. But they said 2 dudes from our neighborhood laced his weed too, and that's how he ended up running through the neighborhood naked. The other one I see on Blue Hills from time to time, that one really break my heart because bro Jamaican like I'm Jamaican, and
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was always good vibes, and I hate seeing bro like that. And one of the individuals' name that was called in the lacing of the first individual I'm talking about, his name was called in this one too, which I'm struggling with believing, but anything is possible. You know, at that time, brothers in the neighborhood was selling cocaine, and my theory is they was trying to make licks out of people because both of the other one, he's rumored, not rumored, it's a fact.
Yeah,
he was selling cane to somebody's mother.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but that's how the game go. Like, not to cut you off, but that's the one thing that like. So I never looked at cocaine, whatever that shit is, whatever they call it nowadays. I never looked at it because it's like, bruh, that shit destroys people. Like like I can't see myself selling something to somebody, right? And then I give it to them, and then they have episodes, right? Because my morals and my values and my principles is gonna kick in. That's a mom, bruh. She got a kid. So if I'm giving her this drug and she get high like this, she feeling like she's Superman. She knocked out nodding in front of her kid. I won't want to see that. So why would I want to put another kid through that? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I was always on something like, you know what? Selling drugs was never my thing and never going to be my thing, because I got a conscience. And I feel like when you doing that type of shit, you can't have a conscience. You cannot.
Nah.
You cannot, because I can't see no lady wheelchair breathing through a oxygen tank, and she said, I'm not giving you this, because if you die, that's on me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like your morals. Like, people compasses be all off. Like, some people be north, some people be way south, bro.
Facts.
And it's like, now the way people live, like you said, people make everybody. Let me tell you this: everybody's a junkie now, because you don't got to be doing dog food, whatever it's called, or all that. Guess what? If you out here popping perks every day, you're a junkie.
That's a fact.
You out here doing what? LSD, Valium, ecstasy, whatever you doing that junk every day, you're a junkie. You're drinking excessively every day, you're a junkie. People don't look at it that way, but no, you are. You are. Because if it ain't prescribed to you, what are you taking it for? And I can attest to this because I am somebody that, I used to do Percocets. Feel me? And I did it because, you going through stuff, you feel me? You don't want to deal with that. You don't want to deal with it. It's a high that you feel good about.
Right.
But then, one thing with me, I started to notice, oh, no, I'm getting Tiz. And Tiz is another turn is, bro, you're not processing stuff the same. You acting weird, bro. Straighten up.
Right.
But some people not like me can't just shake back and just be like, I'm done. And that's why, to go back, it says 2025 taught me a lot about myself. That me, I'm a good person, but I can't let too many people around me, because when I let people in, it starts to taint what I got going on. And when I say that, it makes me think like, you know what? I could open up myself again. I could be this person again. I'm not doing it for the better of myself though. I'm doing it because of the people I'm around. So when you start doing it for that cause, you're never going to get the full happiness out of it. Like, the end of my 2025, went on vacations. Like, and you know, I barely go on trips, bro. So I got to go to Houston, Miami, whatever. And I tell you, bro, best experiences of my life, but at the same time, it taught me a lot. A lot about myself, about people. And one thing I could say I just took from everything is like, and this is why I don't play with drugs. Like, I got friends that died. Like, I got 2 friends, like, just how I say, I got 2 friends that when they died, it was like, it was weird. My boy Nuke and my boy Karan. That's one reason why I don't play with them Percocets. I don't play with taking drugs and drinking excessively. That's why I don't. Because those was 2 guys. Like, one thing about Nuke, I could say is, Nuke loved me for me. Karan loved me for me. Karan was one of the only people, right? I'd be trying to hang. I was the only one still in high school. It's not even like I'm a freshman. I was like junior, senior, chilling. Nah, nigga, you going in the house. You're not going to the club with us. I'm like, bro, when you graduate high school and you walk across that stage, then you could come chill with me. Then you could come do all this with me.
That's what older
I'm looking at it like, nah, he neffing me. But he was looking at it like, you got too much potential. Not gonna let you be a fuck up like all these little niggas that hang with me. I'm gonna make sure you graduate and then you can have your fun.
Right.
So I always respected that about Karan.
Yeah, that's what older homies is for. They supposed to guide you in the right way and don't pull
And
you
you
down
know,
the wrong road.
and when I look back at it, I had a lot of people in my life like that. Like, God, and it's crazy. And it's crazy because every person that was like that in my life, dead or in jail. That saw something in me that I did not see. You and probably like 3 other people is the only 2 that's living righteous and doing what they supposed to do. Everybody else is dead or in jail. But one thing I can commend them for, they saw something in me that I never saw in myself. I could be chilling on Barber. I remember one day I'm chilling on Barber Street, and I can say these streets because it's facts, it's proof. Preem, God rest his soul. I remember he used to always seem like, what you doing right here, bro? Like, why you chilling right here? Like, you look like a offie. You look like a whistle. I used to think like, why bro playing me like that? Like, he know I'm really from the hood. Why he trying to play me? But down the line, I realized you better than the block, bro. You ain't selling drugs or nothing like that. You just hanging around. You in the way. And when I say you in the way from all the bad shit that can happen to you. You're in the way because you ain't supposed to be right there.
That's a fact.
Go be you. And it took me, bro, I ain't gonna hold it. It took me a while. But I could say when I was like 14, 15, it clicked. And people don't really hear that. It clicked. I'm like, bro, I gotta start living for myself. I gotta start being a leader. So when I started doing things for me, I lost friends. Like, people saying I'm weird, I switched up. I ain't built for shit no more. It wasn't that. It was I had to live for myself. Because what I noticed is now, every dude that ride for somebody, I can name a whole bunch of dudes that's in jail right now. How many dudes that's saying freedom or whatever is sending them money? Nobody. Dudes got public defenders, bro. Dudes' moms, girlfriends is holding them down. Meanwhile, they riding for blocks and doing stuff for blocks and hoods that honestly they really not even from, or they don't even know where the stem of the issue is coming from. Like, one thing about me I could talk about, the reason why I never beefed, I never choose sides, is because growing up as kids, you gotta remember, our moms is friends with some of these people.
That's a fact.
Like, our moms went to school together, go out to the club together. Some of us was in the same house getting babysit together. Some of us played basketball together. So I'm getting all these friendships, but then I get to an age where they're like, yo, you gotta pick a side. You guys, it's fuck them niggas or not. I can't do that. Because I grew a bond with this person. I love him. I love him how I love you. So now because we got a few years older, I gotta say fuck niggas. That's when I realized, like, bro, the streets, sidewalks was made for a reason, bro. You don't gotta play the streets. You could sit right there on the sidewalk and watch all that shit play out and mind your business and live life. That's why I feel like I could go, not saying And when I say this, I'm not saying this like, no, I can go anywhere and I get love. Not out of fear. Because nobody fears me. I don't want nobody to fear me.
Hell no.
I don't want nobody to fear me.
That's how you end up dead.
I get love because people love me. Anybody have a conversation, oh, you know Horace? Oh, he's cool. He cool as hell. He be out the way. He don't be on that. That's what I want. And I think I wanted that so much because of my dad. Because growing up, all I heard was the stories about I never heard one bad story about my dad. It was always, yo, he was a good dude, man. Da-da-da-da. So it was like, damn. Nobody don't fear my dad. They love and respect him. Love and respect goes on for so long.
Yeah, for sure.
When you feared, somebody gonna want to get you out the way because they fear you too much and they know how much of a problem you can cause in their life. And that's anybody.
That's a fact.
In the day and age we living in now, I heard a young dude say, right? And I was so proud of him for it. He was like, his boy was like, man, don't come through here because you know we are da-da-da. He was like, man, cut all that out. If you want to come through here, you could walk through here freely. Just don't be out here on no tough guy jump. Because I'm scary. This is his exact words. I'm scary. But if you ask anybody else, they'll tell you I'm the one not to play with. That goes over people's heads. This man is basically telling you he don't like getting in confrontations. He don't want to get in confrontations. He tried to stay away from it. He's scared of it. But if you put him in that situation, you're going to regret it. But he don't want that upon you. And that's when I feel like that separates people from that had a choice and didn't have a choice. Because that boy ain't have a choice, but he's still trying to tell you like, bro, this ain't what you want. The streets ain't what you want. You can walk the streets, be peaceful, just be yourself.
Right.
But once you cross that line of trying to be something you're not, trying to be something for somebody else, you lose your life.
Let me ask you this, because now that you went down that road talking about dudes in the streets, and then they end up in jail trying to, I guess, be gang or whatever you want to call it, and then they end up with public defenders and all that. I know you know of the rapper Young and Ace. You ever heard of Young Ace?
Yeah, Young and I think he's from Jacksonville or something like that. Yeah, I know. I heard of him.
This is a unique story because I've never seen nothing like this, right? His friend Queso in jail for some bodies.
Yeah.
And his father, I just saw this the other day, his father took the stand on him.
Wait, hold on. So the dude Queso father took the stand on him like to tell on
him in the murder case.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So did you see that situation? You didn't see it?
I seen it. I heard about it.
Because I just want to know your opinion on it. Because his father's now on interview saying that Young and Ace, who he allegedly was doing the killings for,
didn't pay no lawyer fees or something like that?
Stopped paying his lawyer fees, and he was going to court throughout the end of his trial with a public defender. What do you think about that?
That goes back to what I was saying. That's the casualty. Oh, listen, that's the casualty of war too. See, what people don't understand is this. When people say casualties of war, they be like, man, that people who died. No, casualties of war is the people who do the crime too. Because now, if I'm out here doing these crimes for you or whatever the case may be, their whole intentions is that these dudes don't be thinking they gonna get caught.
Nah, at all.
Because here's my thing. If I'm out here living this life and I know I got this dude in my corner, why you ain't saving money up? You know the type of lifestyle you living. You know it might be a day, right?
But do they really think like that though?
No, do you know why they don't? They don't think like that because everybody, I'm telling you, they think they're invincible until you're not.
Right.
And what I tell people is this. When I graduated high school, I went to school for a couple of months for liberal arts. Not saying I know everything, but I know some stuff when it comes to the law. So one thing I can tell you is this. When you think you got away with something, but there's a lot of people talking that know too much about the situation, I'll say this. It's like giving grace. You did something, I'm going to give you grace for the time being until I'm ready for you. Because a public defender, and then like you said the father took the stand, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you this. Was he a civilian or was he a guy outside living his life? Living the same life his son lived?
All right. His father is saying he's now a civilian, but his father is somebody that beat like 4 murders.
So this is what I say.
So he's technically like an old gangster.
Yeah.
but he's claiming that he's a civilian. And that he really wasn't involved in any of them crimes. His son,
Okay, so
because
here's
basically, I think he just picked his son up after his son killed.
here's my
somebody.
Here's my thing. If you was in jail, if you did committed for whatever he did, you raise your son to be the same thing you are.
Both his sons. His other son is in jail for murder.
So you raise both your sons to be exactly what you are. So I don't know the ins and outs of the situation of him, but him taking this here's my thing. My son kills somebody and I'm involved with it, I'm a failure. I'm going to take the hit. Because I failed my son. I should never raise my son to be that.
Right.
And if I'm old enough to the point where I'm still involving myself in things like that and I get caught, guess what? My son got a whole life to live. My son in his early 20s. I'm 40, 50. I lived most of my life. I'll take that lick for my son. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's why we need fathers in the kid's life to show them that, man, listen, the streets ain't it. The streets ain't it. The streets is played out. The streets is a myth. I tell everybody that. The streets is really a myth because at the end of the day, they call, look at, all right, I'm glad you said that, right? Because now look at this Young Thug situation. They called Gunna a rat because Gunna took a plea deal. And in that plea deal, he had to say YSL was a gang to get out, right?
Right.
But where else in this plea deal, whatever, did he tell on a specific member of YSL or Young Thug? He didn't. But when you let things play out, this is what I found out. Young Thug was on the phone gossiping and talking bad about everybody that was saying free him. Young Thug was in an interrogation talking about he'd give up information. They got his number. Just don't tell nobody. So this is when I ask people, what's worse? A person getting caught on audio saying, yes, YSL is a gang so they can come home from jail? Or a person on multiple calls and interrogations saying a whole bunch of stuff that's contradicting and that's like what he rap about and what he stand for is not what you stand for. And then what I'm realizing is, and this is why I don't care what nobody say, I respect Gunna because Gunna didn't need them. And that's what it made me realize, like, Gunna, they was the problem. Soon as that came out, you came home, you drop albums or whatever, bro, these dudes can't sell nowhere near you. They sales is nowhere near you. You know why? Because as long as I heard of Gunna, I never heard him talking about catching bodies. All I heard about him is getting fly, sleeping with women, and getting money. I'd rather a dude talk about getting money, getting fly, and sleeping with women rather than killing people, degrading women, and doing drugs.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? So you got these people, they come out now, they want to say, fuck the streets. Fuck the streets. Fuck the streets. You can't say that now because it's what raised you. It's what brought y'all upon. That's what got y'all to where y'all at. So y'all want to say fuck the streets now because so many people telling that y'all cool with and y'all want to make bygones be bygones, I guess. Like y'all want to make things better because y'all see it's not working. Like we don't know these people. So that's why I tell people too, people get stuck up in politics that got nothing to do with them. I don't know Young Thug. I don't know Gunna. I don't know 21 Savage. So whoever told, they told. Whoever got some good music, I'm going to listen to it. And right now, Gunna got some good music. And when you hear his music, like I said, it doesn't transcend to making you want to go. When you listen to Gunna, you don't want to go catch a body. You want to go get fly, go get some money, go get up with some women. Yeah. And it reminds me when I was 15 years old, 14, 13. You know what a body was to us back then? Getting some ass, bro. Like, at 12, 13, 14, 15, I was like, bro, I'm about to go smash this. 13, 14, 15-year-olds now, I got this switchy on me. I'm trying to catch one. Nah, y'all niggas gay. Like, why y'all so... No, that's how I said, y'all want to go to jail young. At y'all age, I was thinking about getting up with girls, going to the mall, getting fly with the bros, going to the little parties and stuff. Y'all thinking about doing drugs and sliding, like, bro, it gotta change. It gotta change. It has to. Society has to. And like I say, bro, it be the propaganda. Everything, a lot of stuff that's put out in the world is poison, bro. It's poison.
No, that's a fact.
It's poison, bro. Like, they don't want, it's certain things they don't want us to know. It's certain things they don't want us to see. The one thing they don't want all black people to do, no, all minorities to do is wake up.
Absolutely.
Is wake up. Because you gotta look at it like this, right? Black on black crimes, one of the highest, right?
Yeah.
But then we got different minorities looking at us like we lower than them. Like imagine a Spanish lady telling you, I don't want you dating my daughter because you black. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
And not to know that, feel me, they in the same boat as us.
Well, can you? That's true, but can you really blame her? Because
no, I can't. They was taught that. They was taught that from what we do and what they see.
Right.
But what they got to understand is, how they any different from us? How, like...
That's a fair argument.
How they any different from us? They went through the same things we went through. And this is why I say, all slaves ain't get dropped off the same place. Some got dropped off in North America, some got dropped off in Puerto Rico, some got dropped off in South America. It all depends, bruh. Some got dropped off in Cuba. It doesn't matter. We all are people of the same struggle. And I feel like now certain people are getting hipped and getting woke to it. Because they looking at it now like, I gotta wake the fuck up. Like, I gotta wake up. Like, time waits for nobody.
Right.
Time waits for nobody. Like, look what's going on. Like, look what's going on with the presidency. Look what's going on with politics right now. Like, it's so crazy. Like, everything, like, they're using religion to justify things, having people question their faith. You having Christians question if they should be Christian or not.
Speak on that a little bit, because you talking about this relationship thing. What do you think about the Charlie Kirk situation and what happened with him?
I'm glad you asked that. So, what you mean? What you mean in the aspect of,
like, first of all, the reaction that everybody had. Everybody felt a little different.
So you want to know my reaction? How I felt?
Yeah.
No man deserves to die. No man deserves to die at all. But the rhetoric he was putting out into here's the thing. He was an internet sensation. Because this is how everybody found out about him. He had topics and point of views that people disagree with and didn't like. So they went on his platform to engage with him, to debate with him about the disagreements. He put a lot of rhetoric in the world. A lot. Like, black women don't have the brain capacity to be in certain workforces. If he's seen a black pilot, he'll question if they are fit for the job. MLK Day should not be a holiday that's celebrated. That the civil rights movement was wrong. It's a lot of things he said, like, even like with the abortion things. Everybody had their different disagreement with the abortion things, but he had a lot of things that he said that was evil and it was hateful. But it was a freedom of speech, so nobody can fault him for speaking how he felt. But honestly, if you asking me who I think killed him, why do I feel like he was killed?
Yeah.
So for one, I feel like he was killed because his stance, like, in this world, you got to be pro-Israel or you're nothing, or you're anti-Semite. And people don't even know that Semites, like a real Semite, are people that's my complexion. Like, people don't know that. Like, if you want to know what a real Israelite is, they're not Europeans. They're not Europeans. They come off as my complexion. But what I feel like Israel, Mossad, or whatever you want to call it, killed him because it wasn't that he was switching his stance. He was questioning certain things within the Israel government. And this is what I like to tell people. I don't want people in the world to think when people are talking, they're talking about all Jewish people. Because I have Jewish friends and things like that. But Zionist and Jewish is two different things.
That's a fact.
And I want people to know that the founder of Zionism was an atheist. And we all know what atheists are. They don't believe in God. There's no God. So you cannot have somebody that's a founder of something that does not have no belief within God, but are telling you in our Bible, New Testament, Old Testament, the book of David, the book of Moses, the book of Abraham, they're telling you bits and pieces to justify what they're doing. Like, people don't even know Israel in the Bible is Jacob. People don't know that. People keep saying Israel is the land of Israel. Israel in the Bible is Jacob.
It's an actual person.
And people do not know that God called Jacob Israel because they used to horseplay. He used to always get hurt and he hurt his ribs one day. Hurt his ribs or somewhere in the lower section one day. Leg.
He's wrestling with God.
And he said, you always get hurt. I'm going to call you Israel now. So you telling me they don't talk about that part. But somewhere in the Bible it says, when you bless Israel, you will be blessed.
And it don't say that.
And it does not say that.
And say, let me just clarify that, because this is what I do actually on Clubhouse.
Yes.
So Genesis 12:1.
Yes.
1 through 3. That's a promise to Abraham.
Abraham, yep.
Abraham had two sons, Ishmael and Isaac.
Yep.
Isaac, who was supposed to be the promised seed, who Jacob did descend from, wasn't even born. God didn't even make him a promise or tell him about Isaac yet. This is when Abraham left the other side of the flood.
Yes.
And God is telling him that I'm going to bless those who bless you. I'm going to curse those who curse you. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. Which they never mention that part. The reason they never mention that part is because the New Testament tells us that that was fulfilled through Jesus Christ, who the Jews don't even believe in.
They don't believe he was a messenger. They don't believe he was a prophet. They believe his mom was a whore.
Yes.
And this is what I like to speak on, because it's like, as a real true Christian, if you know that Muslims believe that Jesus is the most important prophet, that when they send the prophet back, they're sending Jesus himself.
Right, they do believe.
But what people also don't believe is in the Torah, it compares Christians and Muslims to cattle. They believe that we are beneath them, that our two religions need to fight each other and wipe each other off the race.
Yeah, that's that.
So here's my thing. This is what I go to say. So now that what lets me know that our country, our government, this is not based off religion. It ain't based off religion. Because if you're a real Christian in true faith, you know that what they're taught and what they're preaching is not what we're putting out to the world and what God and Jesus will want, right? Or even Muhammad in the Quran, right? So why do they do what they do? Here's the thing. Why is all these politicians covering up a pedophile ring, right? And what it came to realize is you got to look back. This happened before time. This didn't just happen 20 years ago. This has been happening for 50, 60 years when John F. Kennedy died.
Facts.
And
with the Jews.
And we can go further. It went back to when Abraham Lincoln did not die because he freed and abolished slavery. That's not why he died. He died because he went to go get a bank investment from the Jews, and the interest rate that they wanted, he wasn't trying to do it. So he went to the green dot dollar.
I gotta look at that. I never heard of that.
Yeah, look it up. Went to the green dot dollar to put the money back in America's interests. And he died. Then they made the Federal Reserve after that. So what did JFK do? They said JFK was a punk, he was a sissy and all that. Nah. That man was full of courageous and was a genuine man, and that was American first. And the reason why I say that is because he said, stop the Federal Reserve. We're going to print money to the silver dollar to make it build interest back in America. I want Israel to register under FARA, and I want regular inspections for nuclear bombs.
Yeah, that was Kennedy.
Do everybody know that John F. Kennedy tried to make it to the point where nobody had nuclear bombs?
Yeah, he was trying to
and they didn't want that. They didn't. So once he said to register under FARA and stop the Federal Reserve, poof.
They killed him and then got everything they wanted.
And his successor did everything opposite of what he was trying to do.
LBJ, that was a wicked man.
And what kills me is people don't know. Nixon, he got in trouble for the drug thing. He was a scapegoat in that. People don't know. People have to look it up.
That's a fact.
People look, and here's the thing. Before he got success, right? Look up Operation Northwood, where they wanted to invade Cuba and do a false flag attack on American soil. And John F. Kennedy said, "No, we're not doing that. Y'all want Fidel Castro that bad? Y'all got to come up with something that's credible."
Yeah.
So now listen to what I'm saying now. All these people are doing it. And now let's look at it. The CIA, all that, right? The CIA, all that. People don't even know. The CIA was created during World War II. And guess who was giving us the intel to create the CIA? The Jewish community. Yeah. So who is the founder of it? The Jewish community. And that happened Israel was founded in 1948, right? The CIA was founded in 1949. Mossad was founded in 1950. So that means before that, the land of Israel was Palestine. People from Israel were supposed to be in South America, South Africa, Australia. We was trying to figure out where to put them. Like, we was trying to figure out where to put them. The Palestinians said, we'll take them in. We'll take them in. They took them in, they turned around and kicked them out, and been kicking them out since then.
Right. That's exactly how it happened.
So now it's like, you don't want to blame the Jewish people, but when you look at it, everybody that controls the world and how it moves and how it's supposed to be run. If you don't know about the J.P. Morgans, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and the other 10 families that I don't know off the top of my head, but I can tell you, these families still coexist. It's societies that we know about, like the Freemasons, the Masoneries, but then there's societies that we don't know about. Like, you ever heard of the Brotherhood?
No, I never heard of that.
Never heard of the Brotherhood, right? I did, but I don't know nothing about it. But it's a society that exists, but you would never know nothing about it. Because there's societies that's meant to be known about, and there's societies that's meant not to be known about. Right. People don't know that the people who really run the world meet up once a year to tell you how to speak about how the world is going to be controlled and what they're going to push.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Think about it like this. Nobody like transgenders, gay people, and things like that, right? No, like, people have a problem with it.
Yeah.
People have a problem with it, right?
I say people don't like them pushing their lifestyle.
Don't push their lifestyle. But here's my thing, right? Yeah. Here's my thing. Who's to say they're pushing it? Like, the people in the world that's out here doing it, they're living their lives. But you have people out here, because you got to think. Bill Gates said it in an interview, I think like 2-3 years ago. The world is going to be overpopulated. Every 200 years, if you don't notice, the world always get overpopulated. It was the Spanish flu, the Spanish flu, the bird flu, the plague, and then COVID came out of nowhere. Just look it up.
Kill a bunch of people.
Just kill a bunch of people to bring the ratio back to where it needs to be.
Oh, where they think it need to be.
Where they think it needs to be, right? So I go this to say that, right? Hitler, he killed 6 million Jews, they say. I'm not saying he did it. He did it.
That's
right?
a lot of people. But
no, that's a lot of people, right? But here's the thing. Hitler seen what the Jewish community was do. They tried to kill the Tsar in Germany. I mean, in Russia, and flew to Germany, and he accepted them. What did they do? Control their banking, control their schooling, and start pushing narratives that they did not want to push. So what did Hitler do? To get this out, I have to get rid of them. Maybe his ideology of how he thought about doing it was wrong.
Yeah.
But what he was trying to do is what's happening in America, right? What he stopped from happening in Germany in his time is happening in America right now. The propaganda that they're pushing. They're pushing something that is crazy and absurd. They're like, basically, they can kill women and children and it's justified and it's okay because they're Muslim. Because in the Bible, it says that this was promised to them. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what brings me back to, I feel like black people and other people have different beliefs when it comes to the church. When I think of black people in church, hope, faith, forgiveness. We go there for strength because we believe there's something better and greater. And if we keep praying to God, we're going to get everything. If we align ourselves with God, we're going to get everything. And those are the true believers. But then you have people that because it's what you read in oral. So how I read it is not how I can interpret it or how I could preach it out to the world. So if somebody could take a Bible, white supremacy people can take a Bible and take scriptures out of a Bible and make it mean something to their hatred, right? That's not what they're reading. That's like how they're speaking it and how they can transcend it to you, the message.
Yeah.
So I say that to say this, right? These people run us. Like, and when I say that, I don't want to say the Jews, because all Jews are not bad. Like, you have Jewish people that's standing up for the Zionists that's against it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's right in our face. Like Jeffrey Epstein. He was a plant by the Mossad.
Hold on. You got to pause on that.
Okay, because this all has to do with Israel and why the government is doing what it's doing now. You got to think about it. A government can't admit something without admitting their guilt. So it's like this. If I put out this list, right, I'm basically saying I was blackmailing all these people with children.
So do you think Trump is in that?
Let me tell you this. Ask Paris, I always say this. Ask Paris Hilton what Trump said about her when she was 12 years old in the beauty pageant. Charlie Kirk's wife, and we're gonna go back because this is what it started.
Hold on. We gotta pause.
No, because this all transited with Trump.
No, hold on. We ain't got enough time, so because I gotta take these kids somewhere. We're gonna have to do this again. We're gonna run it back. I like what you're talking about. This is my alley.
Yep.
It is kind of dangerous.
But bro, we gotta speak the truth, bro. I got it. Like, listen, bro. Here's my thing. I'm young, and I might not know everything, and I might not interpret everything well. But one thing I'm gonna say is, when it came to what's going on in reality and what's going on in this world, you have to get in tune, bro.
No, of course.
Because when you get in tune, you will realize that we're living in a demonic and evil world where we have people that prey upon other people with children, with women, with drugs. Think about it. If you can get somebody to move all pieces on a board just because they like underage children, or they like drugs, or they like sleeping with men and their wife don't know about it. Think about what our government is. Our government just invaded another country that has nothing to do with us. Not because of drugs, because of oil. And guess what they're doing? They're going to put the next puppet that they built up in position. And guess what she's going to do? Sell all the oil for dirt cheap so her family can get rich and not care about the people of the country.
That's a fact.
I don't care what that man did.
Yeah.
That man in Venezuela
that's his country.
He was for his people. That's one thing I seen. His people was for him.
Yeah.
And now you got Cuba and all that, Colombia talking about, I wish they come get me next. Because we're starting to see what's going on. We are bullies.
That's a fact.
If we calling people terrorists, guess what? We got to look in the mirror and call ourselves terrorists.
Yeah. That's a fact. We're freedom fighters, and then everybody else.
Where's the weapons of mass destruction?
Never found them.
Where's them? Where's they at? How 5 Israelis knew about an attack on 9/11 was going to happen before anybody, and nobody said nothing? How is somebody recording a documentary about something that nobody else knew was going to take place? How does a firefighter be on the 70th something floor and say that the fire is big but it's controllable to pull out, and then the building collapse from bottom? It's things that happen in our face that we don't notice, but now we're noticing it.
Yeah. The internet.
You feel me? Like, we're going to have a part 2, so don't even worry.
Yeah, we
got a lot in tune.
Y'all, I appreciate you, Horace, coming through and blessing us with this wisdom. It was a good talk, and we're definitely going to do it again.
Yes, sir.